lay it down, let me see your hand. Show me what you've got. You're always talking.
What up, my glip glops? I am Retro. This is Retro Rips. Let's talk about Rick and Morty. Now, if you've ever seen the show, you've probably asked yourself at least one time, why do Rick and Morty never time travel? I mean, think about it. The show is partially based off of Back to the Future, with Rick and Morty taking the places of Doc and Marty. So where's the time travel? I mean, this guy experiments so much, you gotta figure, at some point, he's at least tried time travel. Well, what if I told you that Rick didn't know how to time travel? How do I know this crazy nonsense is true? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but think of it this way. If Rick and Morty could time travel, then why does Rick have to jump to parallel dimensions every time he fucks something up? We've seen in multiple episodes at this point, well, to be exact, that Rick isn't against just hopping from world to world if things don't go his way. He's not afraid to take the place of a Rick who just died in order to further his agenda, whatever that crazy agenda might be. So then, if he could time travel, what's stopping him from going back into the past, slightly altering it, and taking the place of his doppelganger? Nothing. If he could, he would do it. But the creators are purposely staying away from that subject, because it's what we all expect, for Rick to just go back in time and fix everything. So here's my theory. Before the show ever started, Rick tried to fuck with time, but it didn't work. Time was split into thousands of different variations of itself where Rick could just jump from one reality to another however he felt like. He destroyed his original universe, just like he did with the Cronenberg universe. A universe where he was in Morty's life from the very beginning. A universe where he wasn't necessarily as distant from his family as he was in this universe. Hell, if you think back to the universe where Rick causes damage to the timeline and it splits into like 1,000 different versions of itself, that could have been what created all the Rick universes in the first place. That's why Rick feels like he is the original Rick, because he is the one who caused all of this. He's the reason there is a Rick and Morty multiverse to begin with. Before him, there were no canceled Ricks. Until one day, Rick fucked up so bad that he had to try it and correct it by going back in time, failing, and creating the multiverse. And then once he created the multiverse, he just hopped to a different multiverse that suited his needs. But there are some flaws in this theory. Like, if this actually happened, it wouldn't be exactly the same thing that happened in the episode that I'm talking about. It would have to be something different, because the time continuum created a multitude of different realities of Rick's form, wherein different things happened to him throughout his entire timeline that skewed and changed things in the future for those said different timeline versions. So I'm thinking that this big incursion was in fact his first attempt at time travel. And when he first attempted time travel is when he accidentally split the universe into so many different versions of himself. Just the fact that he was trying to time travel twisted and mangled the entire timeline, as it were, and created all these realities wherein Rick can go from reality A to reality B. That's why Rick feels like he's entitled to hop from multiverse to multiverse. And hell, maybe the different universes are aware of this. Maybe that's why Rick is so wanted throughout the universe. He broke it. If it weren't for him, it would just be one universe. And perhaps people are pissed off about that. For right now though, we can only theorize. I'm Retro. This is Retro Rips.
Lay it down, let me see your hand. Show me what you've got. You're always talking, but you're not playing. It doesn't match your face. Gotta find my way away from this place. Can you take me now? I want it real. Are you afraid of me now? Are you afraid of me now? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel that I can see your soul?